Hey yo. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Happy Monday. Welcome back to the Standard 81 podcast. My name is Sincere, and I got a good one for you guys today. We're going to be talking about relationships and social media. But before I get into that, let's go ahead and take a quick 30-second break. And I'll be right back with you here in 3, 2, 1. And we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for jumping on. I appreciate you all. Before I get into this, first, let's go ahead and get the business out of the way. Go ahead and hit that like button for all you that haven't, and all you that are joining in. I appreciate it very much. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe already, and I thank you for that. And if you feel like this information is helping you in any way and you feel like it's going to help somebody else, please share it with somebody that you know. Thank you. I appreciate it so very much. Let's jump into it. What am I thinking about now? This is episode 2, right? And here's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about social media and relationships. Why social media and relationships? Well, because right now, traditional media is not really the thing that most people rely on. It is social media, and however you feel about it is whatever. But you cannot sit there and deny the fact that social media is really putting together how people not only socialize, but it's putting together how people communicate and how people interact with each other. And it's affecting everything from not only the way we do business, but and how we market things, but it's also affecting relationships, both in a positive and in a negative manner. Now, the vast majority of what you see in social media concerning relationships is negative. Let's just put it out there. Negative sales, man. Negative sales. Controversy and negativity sells, man. When's the last time you even watched traditional media and you actually seen happy news? That's what I thought. Because people know that controversy sells. People want to know what's going on. And because people want to know what's going on and they want to be informed, a lot of times we in social media will inform you of all the negative things that are happening out there versus the positive things. Because what do most people tend to concentrate on subconsciously? The negative, the things that are negative. See, let me tell you this. It has been proven in a study, and I can't bring up the study right now, but I've read this several times in different studies. It has been proven that you can have somebody give you 10 positive affirmations, and they only get one. And the human brain will contextualize and concentrate and focus in on that one negative versus those 10 positives. Now, can that be changed? Can that improve? Can you rewire your way of thinking? Yes, of course you can. But for the average person out there that may not study sociology, psychology, or anything like that, they're going to tend to concentrate on the negative. And as the world continues to revolve and things continue to get more convenient and it starts to become more about I than team, it's only going to get worse. But I'm here to tell you there are some positive things. You just got to look for it. It's like looking for the dopest pair of shoes you've ever seen in your life. Those rare fine shoes. and you know they're out there, but you gotta look for it. Or it's like digging for gold, man. You gotta go from place to place to place in order to find the gold, or a diamond, or anything that's rare that you want to find and legitimately say you found it for yourself. You are going to have to search for it. And that's what the internet has now become. So if you want to find something positive about relationships, and things that can help improve your life, you're going to have to dig for it. You're going to have to dig for it. Because the thing is, let me tell you something. Just like any other business, they know that if we can keep controversy and adversity going, we can sell more to the individual versus the group. Why do I say that? Well, within the group, you may have thinkers and you may have people that are making better decisions than the impulse decision you may make yourself. So you're sitting there like, oh, that looks good. That look, and they're like, oh, wait, stop. It does look good. It does look nice. Let's wait on that. Or let's see if there's something better. There's a less likely chance of impulse than there is when you're alone. And I'm not just saying women, because I went through a period in my life, and I'm being 100% vulnerable with you, where I used to buy because of my feelings. It just is what it is, man. I used to buy things. I used to buy sneakers. I used to buy games. I used to buy clothes. I used to want to get stuff. I used to want to be out all the time because I was in my feelings. Now I wouldn't show that on the outside because I always be either very stoic or overly happy. But I was splurging and spending money because I was unhappy on the inside. I was not connected with what my shirt says, God. I wasn't connected with him at all. Well, let's put it this way. I knew who he was, but I wasn't really in alignment with him. And personally, I think, let me just put that out there. You know, I'm a Christian. Personally, I think that's the number one thing you need to connect yourself to outside of anything else. But to get back, as long as social media can keep us divided, they can keep on marketing to us and appealing to our feelings. They don't want us to get together. Because when people get together, they can accomplish stuff. You say, how do you know that? Well, let's look at the Tower of Babel. The one thing we can take from the Tower of Babel, outside of the evil that was there and the stuff that was there, is that when they all came together, God had to stop it. Let me give you the proof of that. Let me give you the proof, because you probably don't believe me. Let me give you the proof. You probably don't believe me. Let me grab my phone real quick. Grab my phone. All right. Let me grab my phone. And I'm going to look up the scripture for the Tower of Babel here real quick. And I'm going to read to you exactly what it says. Right? All right. So let me go to it. I've just looked it up. You know, I'm going to go to that particular scripture. Give me a second. All right. So here it is. Genesis 11. And it says, and I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, and at this time, all the people of the world had the same language and used the same words. As the people migrated to east, they founded a plain a plain in a piece of land called Babylonia, and they settled there. And they began to say to each other, "Let us make bricks and harden them with fire." In this region, bricks were insistent for using as stone and pitch and mortar. And then they said, "We let us build a great city for ourselves and erect a tower that will reach to the sky." Um, and erect a tower that will reach to the sky. I'm reading in the New Living Translation. This will make us famous and keep us scattered and keep us from being scattered all across the world. Here it is, verse 5. But the Lord came down and looked at the city and the tower that they were building, and he said, "Look, the people are united and speaking one language. After this, nothing is impossible for them to do." Pause. Chapter 11. What's the easiest way to conquer a nation? Divide a people. What's the easiest way to make people fall? Divide them. What's the easiest way to make sure that there is nothing left in a generation? Divide them. Divide them. If you can make relationships between men and women an irrelevant factor, then you can conquer people. You say, how do you say that? Well, here it is. Where there is no man, there is no protection. And I'm not talking about the protection of the Lord. I'm talking about physical protection. Where there is no man around, there is no physical protection. Where there are no women around, there is no womb for things to be recreated. There is no nurturer to instill principles. So as long as we can keep the two genders away from each other, keep them confused, keep them amused, and keep them combative against each other, we can conquer. If they were to come together and realize that they work better together than they do separate, we would be in trouble. Then social media would have to do something totally different. They couldn't sell you this propaganda of single life and working harder and overabundance and access of stuff and things to only for you to realize when it's too late in your life and you've done all this stuff that honestly you probably need each other. But I'm talking about the negative. Let's look at the positive. I believe that some of these podcasts and stuff that are popping up do have the right intentions. But here's what I think things have happened. I believe in all this stuff and all this propaganda popping up and all the plans that people have had because it is not working the way people thought. It is now making people think. And it's now making people who once were unable to speak begin to speak up, both men and women alike, and say, look, what they're selling us is trash. They're selling us polished turds, polished gold turds. This is not really anything that we should be chasing after. We need each other. We should be there for each other. We should come together as one and begin to build together. But yet and still, we keep on falling hook, line, and sinker for that social media propaganda. So you ask me, what is it going to take to get past this? Well, it's going to take more of us speaking up, man. More of us speaking up about the good things that happen. More of us speaking up about the different, not only the differences, but the similarities between us. It's going to take more for us to say, I want to be with you. You want to be with me. Let's look at how we can be together. Not just conversations about what he's doing and she's not doing, and what he ain't and what he and what she is, and this ain't getting us nowhere. If we start forcing these social media companies to begin to look at us different and look at things different, which means we start taking our eyes off of it some. Like just like it is voting with your wallet, we can vote with our eyes, right? We can vote with our eyes. We can say, look, we no longer going to engage with that kind of content. Want me to show you proof? Here, I'm gonna grab my phone one more time. Let me grab my phone one more time. Check this out. Show y'all my Instagram, right? Just to share with y'all what I mean. All right, so check this out. This is the kind of content you will see on my social media, on my Instagram, right? That's the kind of stuff you'll see on my Instagram. That's the kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff. That, 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 this, this, that. This is, I choose not to engage with those things that are going to tear me down, that are going to make me think differently about my female counterpart. Now, am I going to listen and gather information from things that um, could help me to understand the opposite sex better? Absolutely. But the last thing I want to do is keep on filling my mind with negativity. Is there some validity to the stuff that people are saying? Absolutely, 100%. But having said that, you got to understand that with every piece of truth, there's always going to be somebody stirring up the pot with more propaganda. And that's all I really want to say, man. Anyways, I am done for today. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Those who did, I appreciate you so very much. Go ahead and hit that like if you haven't already. Leave me a comment down there after this thing goes live. Type second watch in there if you haven't done if you haven't done it, and let me know if what I'm saying is the truth. Um, as well, check out my TikTok over there on the Standard 81 podcast. Check out the Instagram at Sincere the Artist. All those links are in the bio or in the description, one of the two. You'll see it. And I will see you guys on the next one. Have a great day. Peace.